So Rhino has been around forever. Now the real question is, does he still hold up in the big 2.5? Rhino being an original Warframe, he kind of didn't have a lot to compete with at the beginning. He was always just the tank. But now we have 61 Warframes. So is he still good? Having this many Warframes, I wouldn't say it causes a problem, but now all the Warframes are so niche and they're super specific and complex. Rhino is just simple. And I don't necessarily think that that's all bad. Like, he doesn't really have his own niche, but he can pretty much do everything. Now, for being primarily a tank, using Iron Skin, you can put your overguard to just unreasonable numbers. But if he uses 4, he's actually not that bad at crowd control. And obviously with Roar at the 3, you can, kind of help all your teammates do more damage. So that's always good. But this isn't a build video for Rhino. This is he still good? And I think to figure that out, we really have to dive into what he's not good at. And to start, he's not really that nimble. I mean, I hesitate to say that though, because I have fun playing him. Rhino is one of my favorite frames to play on if I just want to be completely mindless, like in this background footage of me just mindlessly running around doing absolutely nothing functional with my brain. It's fun, and he's got good mobility, but he's bulky, and it feels bulky. The other issue I have with Rhino is scalability. He doesn't really scale well with endgame unless you're doing an overguard build that just takes it way too far. All right, so let's break this down for a second. Let's talk about what's good with Rhino. Like I said earlier, he's simple. It's easy to play. You don't have to invest a lot of brain capacity or brain power to play Rhino, right? You run around, you jump high, you land on enemies, and you hit your 4. That's pretty much it. The other thing is how early you can get Rhino. He's literally the first frame that you can build. You get his blueprint parts from defeating Jackal, which is literally the first boss that we have in the game. And with him being the first Warframe that you can build, it's super user-friendly. Like we keep saying, he's simple, it's just easy. And he can carry you to the mid-game. I think if you build Rhino good enough and you really care and you really try and put into it, he can carry you a majority of the way through the star chart. But here's the catch. There's a better Warframe. Dante. And I know, before you guys say something about another Dante video on YouTube, this is still about Rhino. I'm just going to compare stats and show you why Rhino's not the option here. Before we get into the stats though, if you guys are enjoying the video, please go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. This is my first video, so I would really appreciate it. All right, so comparing the two, we're going to be going off of rank 30 base stats, no mods. But these are the stats we're going to compare real quick. Rhino health 300, shields are at 450, armor is 190, and energy is 150. Now getting over to Dante, health at 390, shields at 240, armor at 145, and energy, nice little 270. Now looking at this, it's not exactly obvious as to why Dante is better, but if you've played either of these frames, I think you kind of understand. And let me just show you really quick. So this was actually my first time playing with Dante, and as soon as I understood how to manage his overguard, my entire squad just stayed capped out for the rest of the thing, and we finished the whole circuit literally in like 20 minutes. It was absolutely nuts. Now, does this mean that I think Rhino is a bad frame? Absolutely not. Rhino is one of my favorite frames to play. Obviously, now that I've played Dante, I'd prefer Rhino. But Rhino is still one of my favorite frames to play. Like I said, you can just kind of turn your mind off, play the game, not have to worry about a whole lot of BS. But you clicked on this video because of this, and I only say this because there are better frames out there that do exactly what Rhino does, but better. Now, Rhino is still absolutely one of the best early game frames if you're still a new player, or you're early in the star chart, or you just don't have access to get Dante or Araxia or something that's like super bulky and one of the frames that does what he does, but better. So I think we can all agree here that Rhino is still a perfectly viable option if you're looking for a tank or just someone for CC, but there are better options, and let's not forget about that. So let me know what you guys think. This video is gonna be short for now, just because I didn't have a whole lot to talk to. I didn't want to do a super deep dive. If you want to see a deep dive into more stuff like this, more comparisons, please let me know down in the comment. But like I said, this is my first video, so go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you hated it, let me know why. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, peace out.